Welcome back to the Planner Apocalypse Memento Mori goal setting series. We are going to lower our bar today and use it as the first rung on your ladder. Build a ladder is a concept from YouTuber Martina I'm going to butcher her last name, Sazunik of King Kogi. Go subscribe. Who deals with both chronic pain and chronic depression. If you too deal with these things, then you know that on some days you're lucky if you can get out of bed because the pain is so intolerable, or muster the energy and strength to clean yourself after a week-long depression. And that is me, my friends. I am a filthy homunculus, and sometimes I need some help just getting into the shower. You heard it here first. If that's also you, hi, welcome to Club Homunculus. You are always welcome, and I love you. Forget about killing it or getting shit done. When we are in these states, it is like being in a state of survival where all dreams have died. If you are in this place, you are not alone. In order to build your ladder, think of just one thing that you can do to help yourself function today, whether it is taking a shower or calling someone for help, and do that one thing. After you're done, reward yourself. If you feel like you have the energy and will to do another thing, then do that thing, and so on, until you have reached your limit. But since you originally set out to only do one thing today, you've done all you plan to do. Hooray! And that, my friends, is how you build your ladder. I should also say, when you are building your ladder, never take shoulds as your rungs, because that is a good way to just burn out or fall down or hurt yourself. And we want to build a strong ladder, even if that ladder is just a step stool. Pro tip, many of us with mental health struggles find ourselves mired in the bog of self-hatred, and this is a heavy weight indeed that keeps us from taking care of ourselves. But here is something that helped me out from K.C. Davis's book, How to Keep House While Drowning, 31 Days of Compassionate Help. Highly recommend. It's very short. You do not have to care about yourself to care for yourself. So many of us have the cart before the horse here. You think you must first like yourself to start being kind to yourself. It actually works the opposite way. Caring for yourself is the greatest tool for learning to care about yourself. I got chills just now, just saying that out loud. That book is so good. It's like $2. It's, 31 very, very small mini chapters. I almost want to call them articles. But if you struggle with mental health or you have physical barriers that you have to contend with, just reading this book, I felt seen. I think I cried a few times. Anywho, when we take moral judgments out of caring for ourselves, so if you view caring for yourself as right and good, you'll think, I am such a bad person because I can't even shower. I am so gross, nasty, dirty, disgusting, etc. As I literally just illustrated by calling myself a dirty homunculus. I'm working on that. So when we take moral judgments out of caring for ourselves, they become easier to handle because they don't carry the same emotional baggage. And Davis goes on to say, the irony is that care tasks can only be caring when they are morally neutral. If changing your sheets means nothing morally, then the decision to change them from a motivation of kindness to yourself takes you from neutral to, wow, that feels good. You didn't have to do it, but you did. It's kind of like buying flowers for someone. Like, you didn't have to. Oh, shucks, you didn't have to. So it makes the other person feel good. And, doing things for other people, doing nice things for other people usually makes you feel good, as long as it's not coming from a place of, like, people pleasing. Anyway, that's another thing. I'm not going to go on a tangent for that. If you were about to sit on a park bench and you noticed that there was a leaf or a wrapper on it, you would move the leaf or the wrapper before you sat down and think nothing of it, because it isn't a moral failing that the bench has something on it. It's morally neutral. Am I telling you to think of yourself as an inanimate object? If it helps, go for it until you can feel alive again. It's time to redefine what success means specifically to you. To you. We are sold a lie from when we are very young that success means working yourself into fatigue, depression, burnout, illness, in order to make money, to have the mansion, the 3 luxury cars, the elite private school education, to buy all the things that our capitalist society says that we need in order to have value as a person. That if you're not working, you have no worth because you can't contribute to society by buying a bunch of shit you don't actually need. Take a minute to inhale deeply Do you smell that? Because I smell some bullshit. What exactly does success look like to you? Abundance, prosperity, joy? And how does it feel? Clearly defining your goal as a feeling or as an experience will help you to understand what you're working so hard for. Name what you want, breathe it in, feel its presence, write it down. How will you know when you've reached your goal? And I think this is actually from, Christy Ann, from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. This is a great deck, by the way. Not that I'm trying to get you to buy things that you don't like or don't need. Excuses or a reason. Rachel Hoffman put it so very well in her book, Unfuck Your Habitat, highly recommended yet again, when she explained, excuses are things that people use to justify not doing something because they don't want to do it. Reasons are how people explain not doing something because they aren't able to do it. Do you see the difference? Saying you don't want to wash the dishes because they're just going to get dirty again later is an excuse. Saying that you can't stand up for more than a few consecutive minutes to wash dishes because you're having a pain flare-up is a reason. In this section, we are addressing your excuses only. It's up to you to dig a little deeper and determine whether your reason is actually an excuse and vice versa. What excuses are you holding on to? I am not ready. I am not ready to make Morningstar Academy. There's that I need more knowledge. I need to study more. I need more inspiration. I need to see how people are doing it. I procrastinate by doing research. Ooh, I'm not good with money. That's a big one. I almost wrote, I am not good with Manny. That might be true. I am a bad mom. Though I feel like that's actually a negative self-belief and not an excuse. We're looking for excuses here. Hello? We're not trying to air all of our trauma out on YouTube right now. All right, I guess that's probably it. I'll come back to it if that's come back toable. Do you notice any similarities between the things you are making excuses about? Definitely just sharing my work, putting myself out there. Literally every time I get an Etsy notification, I have an anxiety attack because I feel like this is the time that people are going to be like, excuse me, your digital download is terrible. There's a problem and I want my money back. And I'm like, oh God. And meanwhile, I check and it's like, this person favorited your thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Like that's great. I'm just waiting for these things to happen. Not that I want them to happen, but you know what I mean. Facing my fears to get what I want. Upon closer examination of these things, you feel resistance around. For me, this is art and sharing, hence the excuses. Do they or do they not align with your values as they are now? They do. They do align. Is it possible that you've simply outgrown them or are rebelling against them because they're not in alignment with you? I'm just scared shitless, that's all. I am terrified of failing. Can't fail if you don't try, which is not actually true because by not trying, you're already failing, right? So that was a big thing for me, the need for more knowledge. Do I actually need more knowledge? I don't. The best way to get more knowledge is through doing the things. I learned like 90% of my design stuff on the job. I worked at a print shop. I was the designer, the in-house designer. Anyway, if you are still expected to do these things, i.e. for a job, etc., how much of the situation do you actually have control over? Can you propose a trade-off? Like, I can't do this, but I can do that instead. Or I'm not available at this time, but I would be more than happy to call you at this time or this day and time. I feel like I wrote this for other people and not for myself because am I expected? I mean, I'm expected to take care of the house, I guess. I don't know. This one is stumping me. How can I stump myself with questions? That's bizarre. But things that other people have told you are excuses are actually legitimate reasons / barriers. So this is like when other people are like, why don't you just clean your room? And you're like, I have no energy. You should just do this. I have no energy for that. I literally can't rub two fucks together right now. So I don't know what you're expecting from me. I don't have the energy. And I have to appreciate that about myself, that there are times when I don't have the energy, and that is just the truth. So sometimes that meal plan we work on Sundays changes because I can't make dinner or because the meal is too involved and I just can't do it. Can these barriers be moved with some support from someone you trust? Who? Yes, family. I need to learn how to delegate. Okay, that was probably enough. So next time we're gonna go into cycles, as you can see here. So maybe this is a shorter video, maybe I will keep it in the same video. I don't know, but if it's a separate video, then I'll see you next time, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.